can hepatitis B is prevented and whom should take for hepatitis B vaccination?
I have already given the answer to this question because I mentioned earlier that you can take vaccination to prevent hepatitis B. So this is the best way to protect somebody from hepatitis B. Apart from taking precautions with needles, with the exposure to razor and tattooing and ear piercing in the public place, and if you are living with somebody with hepatitis B, to take precaution not to share needles and razors and etc. with that patient. Simply by taking vaccination, you can ensure that you will not get hepatitis B. So once you take vaccination, which is given in 3 doses over a 6-month period, that person has 95 to 98% protection from hepatitis B. Only the rare 2 or 3% will still get hepatitis B after vaccination, but 98% will not get. So it is a lifelong protection. Again, many times patient will say, I have taken vaccination, should I check myself, what should I do, should I take again vaccination, how many times should I take? In general public, we advise patient to take vaccination only once. We expect it to more or less give lifelong protection. Extra doses or repeat vaccination is not required. In some situations where we feel the patient is at high risk for hepatitis B, then we recommend a booster dose to boost up the vaccination. This will be patient working in hospitals like doctors or patients or people who are handling patients all the time or blood products all the time. Or if you are living with somebody with hepatitis B, either you are married to them or your children or siblings and you are living in the same house, or patients who are hemodialysis patients or frequently visiting hospital, or patients who have chronic illness like kidney damage, heart damage, liver damage from other causes, and you want to protect yourself from getting this. So in this high risk group, you can take extra precaution to make sure that your antibodies are good. So you can do 2 things. One is you can repeatedly test for the antibody and see if you have enough protection. If the antibody level is more than 10, that is enough protection. If you are not sure, you can consult with a specialist and take advice. Or you can take a booster dose every 7 to 10 years. Again, this is not strictly compulsory, but as an extra precaution, you can take this. But if there is no high risk for you, if you are not exposed to any of the high risk problems, then once you are vaccinated, it is for life. One way is everybody in the country gets vaccinated. That is a simple solution. But particularly, we recommend vaccination for healthcare workers who work in hospitals and handle patients, patients who are attending frequently hospitals for treatment, especially hemodialysis patients, patients with any chronic illness like I mentioned, patients who are already living with somebody with hepatitis B, and all newborn children, infants. We recommend universal vaccination. This way, in the future, if all the children are vaccinated, in the next generation, this hepatitis B can be completely wiped out. So in these 2 segments, we have covered the infections related to liver called hepatitis B and C, how it can affect the liver, how it can be prevented, and how new treatments are available, particularly for hepatitis C. I hope you found this useful so that you can share this message with your relatives and friends so that they can become aware. Since the infections are fairly common in India, especially hepatitis B, and it can have serious complications in the liver, it is not wrong for all of you or any of you to get tested for both hepatitis B and C whenever you get the opportunity. And you only need to do it once in your lifetime so that it can be diagnosed at an early stage and adequate treatment can be given. And if you don't have the virus, you can take vaccination for hepatitis B so that you can get protected.